Hey, we got it. Oh, I can see us on Facebook.
Meeting is now.
So,
All right.
but we had a comment on Facebook. Did you see it? Did it come through?
Yep. Comment
Oh,
here for points to win today's prize. Woohoo. I'm so excited.
all right, ladies. So today is day one of our 4-day Rockyn Hormone Reset. Um, so I just want to welcome you to here, and we're going to have a lot of fun in this. So, you know, I think both of the people that we have so far in the group are from the area, but please, we'd love for you just to kind of make a comment, kind of talk to us a little bit about maybe where you're from or where you're signing into from or what town you're in or what city.
Good morning from South Jersey, says Chris on Facebook. Good
Ooh, hi, Chris.
morning.
How are you? Good to see you. You're not in Montana right now? Are they done already? They must be.
Okay. And Christina is watching live from Facebook as well. Hello, Christina slash mom.
McCall is from Reedsburg.
Yes. Awesome.
So we're
We love,
excited. This is going to be fun.
yes.
So we're
All
just
right.
getting in
Yeah.
back from Montana. So do
Back from
you just go there for the summer and do the resort thing in the summer there? It always looks, I love your pictures. Your pictures are awesome, Chris.
yeah. All right.
All right. So in the comments, so for those who are watching the replay, always comment like hashtag replay. And make sure that you guys are loving on each other. So some of the things that we want to make sure that we're going on in here is, you can always come back and like heart things and love on things, because this reset is all about loving and sharing and helping each other and loving on each other. So again, any of the comments, go back. The more you comment, you like, you heart, these all earn you points to win prizes at the end of each day that we're giving away. So make sure that you're liking and doing a whole bunch of stuff all at once and keeping up with all that. We'll do our best to remind you. We'll have different posts for you based on each day's objectives and hormones and things that we're working on, so that you can post on there and get more points to earn more things. And then at the end of the day today, Vanessa will announce our grand winner of the giveaway. And then tomorrow and each day following, we'll announce the winner of each day's activity of loving on each other and commenting and participating and all that fun stuff. So again, you can still participate even if you're not live, even if it's a replay, comment replay, and still love and like on everything so you can get in to win. So let's see. So this is going to be 4 days. So we're doing it today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all 4 days. And yay, Kate, you made it. Great. Awesome. So this is going to be 4 days of a live presentation. Again, if you're catching in with the replay, go ahead and tag replay or say live, hashtag live that you're here. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to cover over 8 hormones, and we're going to cover different lifestyles that affect hormones. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Okay. There's going to be a lot that we're going to go over. And what I want you to do, something that I was talking to some clients about today, was about for them to come and listen to, and they just didn't know if they should. And I'm like, well, come and listen, because there might be one thing that you learn out of these 4 days that is the key to you unlocking your health. So there could just be one thing, you might have that aha moment and be like, hey, I'm going to try that and I'm going to do that and make it happen. And it might completely change your life, whatever it might be. And it might be different for all of you guys. We're going to give you tons and tons of things in here. This 4 days is immensely impactful with a lot of stuff. I got it packed full of tons and tons of stuff. So in order to keep us on time, I want to make sure I keep going on with things, but just keep making comments, loving on each other. It earns you points to win each day's prize. Surprises that we'll be handing out and doing for you guys. Let's see. And everybody was sharing where they were from. So we've got people all the way from New Jersey to Reedsburg to all over. So, comment where you're from, even if it's in the replay. Would love to see and connect it, because it's nice to connect with other people. All right. So we are women changing the world and touching the lives of everybody here. So I am just so thankful that you guys are here. You guys are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful women, and we're only here to help you become even more. So we live in a world as women of things are constantly happening in our lives. We're moms, we're career moms, we're running, we're doing different things. We're always shifting and changing, but yet we still somehow have to figure out how to take care of us, our maybe our husbands if we're married, or our significant others, and even if our kids are grown, maybe we have grandkids. I mean, there's always so much that as women we have to juggle. So what we're here to do is to help support and lift each other up, on top of learning about hormones, learning how to shift and change our lives. So every day we're going to have our daily winner. So again, you're going to want to heart on things. You're going to post in our Facebook group, the different things. Even if you're posting here in the Zoom link, go ahead, because we'll be able to keep track of that too. So you can feel free to do that. I'm actually not going to be able to see my screen here pretty soon, because I'm going to be putting our presentation up. And then you're going to post your hormone assessment score. So I hope you ladies had a chance. I know I kind of just put that up a couple hours ago, the quizzes for today. So every day there's going to be quizzes for you guys to take that's going to be based on the different hormones that we're covering that day. So today you have 2 quizzes to take. There's a part A and a part B for our hormones. So if you can go ahead and take that, then you'll know your score. You'll get an email back with your score result. And it's basic in a quiz form. So if it's like, oh, you got it wrong, you really didn't get it wrong. In order for us to count the points, we have to make it like a quiz. So there has to be a right and a wrong answer. So we are going to slow things down during this reset. If we're going really fast, we may miss important things for you. So there's a lot to cover, but I'm going to try to cover it at a decent pace. Please let me know if I'm going too fast or too slow for you guys. If you need me to repeat anything, to go over anything, Vanessa is monitoring Facebook and Zoom, and I'm doing my best to monitor both. And so we're sitting here trying to combine multiple screens and pay attention to everything that's happening with you guys. So even if you're on the replay, make sure you make comments, post things. You can post us questions, tag us in it. It's so that we can figure out how to help you best. And let's see. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get our presentation up. So just bear with me here for a split second.
And for those of you who are doing the replay, just remember, if you watch the replay and you have questions, you can send us a private message or an email with your question, and we'll address it on the next day's video. So don't ever feel like you can't ask questions because you're watching the replay, because we'll get you on the next day.
Okay, so Vanessa, you're gonna have to, oops. Let me know if I have the right
Yep, we can
one.
see it.
So can you
Perfect.
see it? Is
Yes,
it
ma'am.
just the thing?
Yes, ma'am. You got it.
Okay. Beautiful. All right. So welcome to the Rockyn Health Hormone Reset. We're going to help you transform your energy, mind, confidence, and dreams. So let's dive in. And Vanessa and I are the co-hosts, or the hosts of the 4-day Rockyn Hormone Reset. So day 1, we're going to be talking about mindset and cortisol. So we're going to go over a little disclaimer first. So the opinions expressed in this program are for educational and informational purposes only, and are not intended as a diagnosis, treatment, or as a substitute for professional medical advice. Please consult your physician or any other healthcare professional for your specific healthcare and or medical needs or concerns. Got to get through that. So we're going to be covering 8 hormones. So we're going to talk about progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, cortisol, thyroid, leptin, ghrelin, insulin, and I think there's some other ones in there that are like small minor players of hormones that snuck into the presentation as I was writing it. So okay, so the other thing is today is the beginning of your new life. Today you are embarking on a life-saving adventure that has the trajectory to alter your life. In our Confident Women's Facebook group, Vanessa and I will have a video in there. We're going to have each of our stories videos in there. So when you get a chance, make sure you get to watch those. We haven't posted them yet, but we will be posting those after this meeting. I just wanted to remind you that we will be doing that too. So we are going to start altering and changing your life. So today is the beginning of your new life. So we're going to start at the beginning. And we're going to make sure that, so these are ways for you to kind of make sure that you're following along with the program. So you're going to want to watch the welcome video in our guides. Again, we're going to be posting all this stuff after this video, or after our meeting today. You're going to post your 3 goals for the program. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. You're going to watch our stories. You're going to take your hormone assessment for each day. You're going to post your scores in the daily action post. And then you're going to heart, love, and comment on others' posts and comments. So we have our foundation. So we believe there are core things that will help you in balancing your hormones and autoimmune, giving you energy, confidence, and the ability to live your dreams. So we feel that there are 6 main things that we focus on. We focus on mindset, daily habits, movement and rest, digestion and detoxification, knowing your hidden stressors, and stress management relationships. And we're going to cover pretty much most of these throughout this 4 days. So like I said, this is going to be a lot of stuff, not just your hormones, but we're going to work on the foundation of your health. So health success tools. You need to have specific tools to make a success. So you need structure so you can know what and how to do something. We are giving that to you through this program. And you need a vision of which is why you're going to write your 3 goals. You need to know why and where you are going. And you need your resources, which is what we will be providing so that you know how. There are resources that your body needs to feel better, and we're going to be providing those for you too. And you need to take action, which is why we have you taking action daily. If you don't take action, nothing will happen. So we want to approach your health as an objective scientist, okay? We need to know your hidden causes behind your health issue. A lot of times we want to blame things, or we play the blame shame game, or the guilt and stuff like that. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're getting to the root causes. So our bodies naturally, and it's our minds, they naturally want to start like finding out like what's behind the root cause of what's going on in my body. When you start to look behind and find that, then you can start to get solutions for your answers. So what we're going to focus on throughout this too is looking and being our own objective scientists. You guys are each going to play this role as the objective scientist as you go through this. You're going to start to figure out what it is that is behind your specific hormone health issue. So you are in the right place at the right time. And just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, she became a butterfly. I just want you to know you will heal. You will get better. You have been brought here to reset, reboot, and recalibrate your life. There are no accidents. You were meant to be here right now. So you have the power to heal your life, and you need to know that. We think so often that we are helpless, but we are not. We always have the power of our minds. Claim and consciously use your power. I love Louise L. Hay. She's one of my favorite people, and we talk a lot about her and different things that we do. But she's just a very powerful lady who used the power of thoughts to help her body heal and help millions of other people use the power of your thoughts to heal. So you'll see little different phrases from her throughout this and throughout the time you work with us. So awareness is key. Your brain is like a detective. So your brain is going to be looking for that evidence to find out and confirm that you're right. So we're going to make sure that we're going to find the right things for you to focus on. Okay. So where your thought goes, the rest of you follows through. So your brain will try to prove you are right. If you lack something, or you feel inferior or not enough, or you believe you are your health problem or diagnosis, it will go on a hunt to prove you are right. So what we want to do right now is we really want to focus on not taking on and claiming our hormone issue or our illness or our disease or our weight or our energy issues or whatever we have going on. Don't claim those because you don't want your body to keep putting more of it out there for you. It's like attracts like. So if whatever you focus on, you're going to achieve. So what we want to do is we want to start to shift that. So we have to be mindful of our thoughts. Awareness is key. It will help you stop the cycle of constantly recreating and creating and keeping getting what you currently have. So you are a success when 1, you show up, you do the work. 3, you take action. 4, you show up again, you do the work again, you take the action again, and you keep repeating. So we're going to bust the myths. We got 3 slides. We're going to talk about the myths each, okay? So these are some myths that you might be thinking. Test results tell the whole story. So it's kind of like if you go to the medical doctor or somewhere and, anywhere, and you take tests, you think that those tests are going to tell the whole story, except for when, you get no results back and you're still frustrated because, you still feel like poop and no test came back to show you what you really have going on. 2, I can't improve my health or reach my health goals. I just have to live with it. This is one of my huge frustrating things that I have to hear people say. They're just told they have to live with their pain. They have to live with their diagnosis. They have to live with their diabetes, or they have to live with, the lack of energy. It's just because of age, right? It's whatever the excuse is. You don't have to live with it. You do have the power to change your life. Menopause makes me fat, dry, and sweaty. It's just the way it is. Again, no. You guys, when you start to do the right things for your body, your specific body, your life completely starts to shift, change, and alter. If I am low in a hormone, I have to be put on hormone replacement therapy. No, you don't. There's way other things that you can do. First, we have to look at what's behind the cause of the issue. We need to, like, if you have a fire going, you have a fire pit, right? And you decide that you want to put the fire out. You're not going to be pouring gas and putting more wood on your fire, correct? You're going to actually want to put water on it. You're going to make sure that you're calming it down. So you're not going to put more of the things that are going to cause it to flare up. It's the kind of same thing. What we're going to be talking a lot about in here is, again, we're going to start taking out the wood and the fire. We're not putting that on. We're going to start putting the water on so we can calm things down so that we can get your body to be in a state of health, and so that it can always be healing 100% of the time. So if I can't lose weight, I am not trying hard enough. Yeah, no. It's not always relative to how hard you try something. There's so many other factors that go in with that stuff. I did something to cause all of this. No, you are not to blame. Okay. There are so many outside factors that have happened, things that you don't even understand or know. And that's why we're going to be going through all of this. You're going to learn so much, and you're going to be able to start to shift things, because what you don't know, you don't know. So you didn't do anything to cause all of this. Yes, maybe you didn't have the greatest lifestyle or things like that, but maybe that's because you didn't know what you were supposed to do or what was right for you specifically. So as you learn more, you can become more. So if I just lose weight, all of my symptoms will improve. Here's the thing. Sometimes you get so frustrated because you're not losing the weight. Sometimes hormones can be really hard to allow you to lose weight, especially when you're doing things that don't support your hormones. So when you're doing things that are out of alignment with your body and your hormones, it's going to be very difficult to lose weight. What we find, and what we have found in our programs, is when you actually do the work to actually heal your body from the inside out and balance your hormones and balance your life and balance your mind and all of that fun stuff, things that we're going to go through in here, the weight just kind of comes off. You start to slim down, your gut goes away, you start to feel better, you start to feel lighter. So it's not losing weight, it's the other way around. The weight is just a symptom. The weight is the symptom of whatever's going on in your body. And I can never feel balanced again if I've had a hysterectomy. Absolutely not. Again, these are myths. Having a body part removed will resolve my health issues. No, sometimes that actually creates more health issues. If I am thin, I must be healthy. So there's the thin fat. So there's actually a lot of people that are thin. Thin doesn't mean you're healthy. Okay. It's just doesn't, not how it works. That's kind of like the BMI type thing where, you know, your height and everything's based on your weight, but that's not true because you can be thin and still be a fat thin, be very sick, have heart issues, have a lot of other health issues, have hormonal issues. There's so many other factors that go involved into all of this. So I am not reaching my health goals because I am not exercising enough. So it's kind of like let's burn ourselves at all the candles that we have going. So it's not always about exercising enough or eating enough or not eating enough or counting the calories or doing all that fun stuff. So counting calories is the best way to lose weight. No, when you're eating whole real foods, you don't really have to count calories. Now, if you're eating Cheetos and fried foods and, you know, all that kind of stuff, yes, you might have to count your calories because you're not putting anything of value in your body. But when you're eating whole real foods and eating things and nutrients that your body needs, counting calories is not on the high priority list. I just don't need much sleep. So when you're exhausted, you're just like, well, I just don't need much sleep. I'm just going to keep going. I'll sleep when I die. Okay. Have you guys heard of that one before? Huh. I hear way too many people say that. They're like, well, I'll just sleep when I die. Okay. No, that's not going to help because you need sleep for restoration and all that stuff. And we cover that. I don't remember on which day we talk about sleep. And then with PCOS, I will never be able to start a family. And that's not true. There are so many women out there that have had PCOS that have a family. So that's not true. So right now you may have one of these conditions, PCOS, or going through perimenopause, menopause, or Hashimoto's, or another autoimmune disease. So let's talk about some things that these conditions all have that are similar, that are all related to your hormones being off. So you can, the hypothyroid, you can have fatigue, weight gain, inability to lose weight, acne, apathy, fatty liver, infertility, brain fog, miscarriage, anxiety, depression, tired and wired, premature ovarian failure. The list goes on. Hair loss, no libido, gas, bloating, acid reflux, PMS. There's so many things here that are all just similar symptoms and what happens when your hormones are off that cause all of this stuff. These are signs of metabolic chaos. So metabolic chaos is a state where your underlying stressors have caused malfunction with your body systems, but the symptoms are so far removed, it is difficult to predict the root cause. So Western medical doctors will treat your symptoms, and because of that, they cannot figure out what's truly wrong, making you feel that it's all in your head. Or they find several things that give you medications that only treat specific diagnoses that require a lifetime commitment on medication usage and could lead to bigger imbalances. So when we look at metabolic chaos, okay, we're going to talk about 7 main systems. We got our digestion, detoxification, energy production, nervous system, oxidative stress, hormones, and immune. Now, what happens is you might have different symptoms of all these different things. So what happens is you kind of feel like you're all over the board, like you're almost like taking a dart and throwing it at here. And you're like, oh yeah, I have that, and I have that, and I have this, and I have that. And so then sometimes when you go to different people and ask for different help, because it seems like you're all over the crazy place, which you kind of are, that's when we have metabolic cases, because it's not just one system that's off. Everything has gone off and they all work together. The immune works with the hormone works with the immune, and digestion works with the immune, and immune works with digestion. They go back and forth. They all work hand in hand together. And when one goes off, they all go off. So what we have here is the cascade of metabolic chaos. So you have hidden stressors and imbalances, things that happen in your life, things that just go on and you kind of think about it. And if they're not resolved, they start to cascade into other areas of your life and health. So they might start to affect like being able to go outside, or being able to have family trips, or just being able to go different things, or maybe even going for a hike or a run because something's just, interfering with the ability to do something. This starts to create metabolic chaos as they overflow into each other and into all those other organ systems, which then creates serious dysfunction, leading to dis-ease and symptoms, and eventually it can lead to autoimmune diseases or other diseases or cancers or illnesses. So I want you to kind of think about, kind of use this little graph thing. And what we talk about is, we're going to say where you are now. Okay. And then over here is perfect health on this little scale. And over here is death. So we have like an arrow pointing straight up where you are now. And what we're going to say is that something happens, an issue arises, and you have to choose what you're going to do. So let's just say a headache. So say you get a headache and you're like, oh, I have a headache. Well, you go and you reach for like maybe an ibuprofen or something like that, and you take a little pill and you realize, hey, my headache went away. So you get back here to back to the center here. And then as you're going along, you get a headache again. And you're like, oh, the pill worked. I'll take that again. And you take that and it goes back. And then you get a headache again later. And you take a pill and you're like, oh, well, this isn't working. And I'm getting lots of headaches now that just kind of keep coming. So then you go to your doctor. And maybe your doctor does some different tests and things. And all of a sudden you get a diagnosis. And maybe that diagnosis is, let's see, with headaches, maybe you have like, I don't know, heart disease or something. So, because you got high blood pressure and you just didn't realize it so you got headaches from high blood pressure. And so all of a sudden you get a diagnosis. All right. You're on you're on the path to death over here. So you get a diagnosis. Now it's just like, now you're going to get more medications. You're going to be doing things. You're not given the choice to figure out how to heal. So let's go back up here, back to where you are now. You make a decision. Okay. Because we have to make decisions. We're women. We have to make a decision. This is about, taking charge of your life. Make a decision. It's okay to make one. But anyways, so you have a headache and you choose to maybe go to a massage therapist and get a massage. Or maybe you go to a chiropractor, or you work with a health coach, or something happens because you got a headache and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go get a massage. And then it brings you back and makes you feel better. And then as your body gets stronger, you're like, hey, I'm getting stronger and stronger. And then you're feeling your immune system is getting more robust because you're not getting the headaches. You did something that changed it so that you're not getting that. So you're completely going on the side of perfect health. You're completely changing the trajectory of your life and your health. So I hope that makes sense. You guys can give me a hands up if it does or not. But so what I'm trying to say in here is when you choose things that are not going to tear your body down, you can get closer to perfect health versus when you take things that might tear your body down, or when you get diagnoses. Then what I also tell people is when they come in and they've already had like an autoimmune, or you've already got like some kind of a diagnosis of whatever it might be, we have to do the uphill battle work just to get to here. And then once we get here, then when we do this work. So you got to realize once you've had that, had the diagnosis, we have to work through this and get up here before we can get over to this side. So you always we want to stay on air on this side where we're doing things that are healthier for our body.
And we got several thumbs up. So the ladies are on the right track with us.
Perfect. Thank you, Vanessa. So health setbacks and bad test results are messages from your body that you're not taking the best care of it. Listen to the message and change your habits to help your body heal itself. So this is by Kristen Northup. She's a really great person that really did a great job at helping us with stuff. Or she's got some different books out there that help you kind of the power of your thoughts and healing your body from the inside out, things like that, like what we're working on here. So what can you say no to right now? So we're going to start making decisions. Where we got to draw the line and where you're at in your life, right? So what can you say no to this next week? So maybe you have this huge list of things you have to do. As women, we kind of have that, right? So what we want to do is, as you're looking at this list, you want to decide what's one thing that you can choose not to do, that you can say no to, that you're not going to do. Maybe you're going to give that task to a family member or somebody else that they can do. Maybe you ask your husband to unload the dishwasher and load your dishes, because you're going to say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to see if I can delegate that. You need to make time for yourself. So when you are always saying yes to everything and yes to everybody, you have to realize you're saying no to yourself. So what we're trying to get you to do right now is say yes to yourself by saying no to other stuff. So say no, and so that you can reclaim time and stuff for yourself. So I want you, even if you have a piece of paper or in our group, comment on what you're going to say no to. What are you going to choose to delegate? What are you going to choose to have somebody else do? What are you just going to choose not to do so that you can reclaim, even if it's 5 minutes What are you going to choose? Remember, by making a decision is insanely powerful in your brain. It is giving you power, and you are a beautiful woman, and we got to claim our power. So by making a decision and sticking with it is huge. And no matter what decision you make it right. Okay. So I don't know if anybody's posting stuff. I can't really see that, but you guys can write that because that's going to help you guys win some different things. So the more you comment, the more you do things.
So McCall said being on my phone before bed. So she's going to reclaim the time for relaxation.
Ooh, that is so good. So
That is
good.
a really awesome one, McCall.
Yeah. And that's going to do so many things. One, it's going to help you with sleep because you're not going to have all that light coming into your body. You're going to be able, your mind's going to be able to start to rest and reset itself and get ready for bed. That is so huge. So ladies, I think I might even do that. Make sure maybe an hour before bed, I just decide to get off the phone and I'm just going to maybe just do some gratitude and just some breathing and just let myself be and be done with it. Right? I love it. Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. And Christina says, working longer than I need to. That is a really important one as well.
Yes. We give. And before you know it, there's nothing left to give. Whether if it's with a career, if it's with family, if it's with friends, again, if you're always giving, there's nothing left for you to fuel up. So good. That's huge. Draw that line in the sand.
Absolutely.
So what are your health goals? When creating goals, you want to frame them so that they are achievable and in a positive frame. If you say you want to lose weight, remember your brain will go on a hunt for what it lost and you will get more weight. So you instead say, I want a healthy body composition. So remember when we had the detective frame before? So you're detective. So what I'm referring back to is that when you're a detective and you say you're losing weight, your brain is going to go on the hunt for that. It's just like if you say that I have low energy, your brain's going to go on the hunt for more low energy. Okay. So you have to reshift that and say, I have high energy. So what you say, you create in your life. So you have to really watch what you say. Granted, you always have a buffer of time. So you have time to like reframe something and re-put it. But pay attention. I want you also just to stop and just feel and assess, maybe think about over the past week or the past few days. What story have you been telling yourself? What have you been saying? What have you been saying about your health? What have you been saying about your finances? What have you said about your relationships? What have you said about your career? What have you said about your job? What have you been telling yourself? Because remember, whatever you've been saying to yourself over these last few hours, weeks, days, months, you're going to get more of it. So let's kind of start redoing that. So what we're going to be doing is you're also going to, I believe we're going to have you posting this in the Facebook group. We'll have a little post for you to kind of put stuff under what you're going to be saying and how you're going to reframe your life and body. So we have, I want a healthy body composition versus I want to lose weight. So you just got to reframe how you're looking at it. So lose weight instead of say, I want a healthy body composition. If you have brain fog, say you want mental clarity. If you have pain in your body, say, I want to be pain-free or agile and mobile. If you're tired, you want to have vibrant energy. So you're going to say this, I want vibrant energy. And if you have low libido, you're going to say, I feel sexy and confident. If your skin or hair is not like what you want it to be, it's not beautiful and lustrous or whatever, you're going to say, I have healthy, beautiful skin and hair. So put those in there and put your right affirmations in there so that you start attracting and you go on the hunt for all these good things for your life. So what you may feel when your hormones are balanced. You might feel energetic, beautiful, clear skin, confident, moods are upbeat, you're motivated, you have full head of hair. You wake up feeling refreshed. It's easy to fall asleep and stay asleep. You have healthy body composition. You feel good in your own skin. You feel peaceful and balanced. So again, we have our hormones that we're going over. So hormones can be high or they can be low. And they can range within a day, depending on some people. But what we're trying to do when we take these quizzes is get a rough idea of where you're at right now. Can they change? Absolutely. It's just like, can you be happy one moment and sad the next moment? Absolutely. So what we're going to do is we are going to be covering cortisol today. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what Vanessa and I do. We are functional diagnostic nutrition practitioners. We have we went through a schooling for this. Besides that, I have also a nutritional counseling through the state of Wisconsin, and being a chiropractor and all that fun stuff. But we take an extra schooling, and we have it's taken us, both of us, over a year to do all of our schooling to become functional diagnostic nutrition practitioners. And what we do is we're looking at the whole body and mind. We are looking for the causes, not treating the symptoms. So we're looking for your hidden stressors. We're looking to go underneath your hood, figure out what's going on. And each one of you is so unique. So we have to look at it from a unique perspective of who you are and where you're going. And our goal as an FDN is to find your hidden causes and coach your body back into homeostasis. So I'm always about learning to heal from the inside out. When you heal the inside of your body, the outside glows. It gets beautiful, and people want to be you. Okay. So I'm sure you have met and seen people that you're just like, oh my God, they're so gorgeous. They're so beautiful. I want to be like them. Well, you get to be that. And first of all, we got to heal from the inside out. We got to have that good part of us going in here. So we're going to talk about some of the root causes for hormone imbalance, which creates metabolic chaos. So poor diet, nutritional deficiencies, poor sleep or not enough restorative sleep, toxins, exercise, the wrong kind or the amount for your body. Everybody's different. Do not compare yourself to everybody else. Chronic infections, poor digestion, leptin resistant, stress, emotional, mental, or physical, liver congestion. So these are the top 10 root causes that cause hormones to be not in balance. So let's talk a little bit about the hormone pathways. So we have your adrenal gland and your ovaries. These are some of the main producers of your hormones in your body. As females, when we're younger and have our cycle, your ovaries are doing predominantly most of your producing of your estrogen, progesterone, and stuff like that. But every organ system works at producing its own specific hormones. Adrenal glands work mostly with your cortisol, which we're going to be covering today. But what happens is when you go through perimenopause into menopause and postmenopause, now it's your adrenal glands that are producing your estrogen. And what can happen is you can gain a little bit of weight around your belly as your adrenal glands start producing it, because they store it in your fat. Women naturally have to have a little bit more fat in their body compared to men because of hormones. But then you'll see men with the big round bellies, and they have an estrogen issue too. Just FYI. So now when you see all men with little bellies, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, you've got an estrogen issue." Okay. Anyways, okay. So we have cholesterol. Cholesterol. Now, I might get on a soapbox here, but cholesterol is huge, huge. You have to have cholesterol to produce your hormones. So if you have low cholesterol, you're gonna have low hormones. Okay. So I hear all the time, like, a lot of my clients come in, men and female, and they're always told that they have to get their cholesterol down. Even my dad and other people, it's just because they have maybe heart disease or something, or their cholesterol was high. And they're told cholesterol is the bad guy. We are taught by mainstream things that cholesterol is the bad guy. Cholesterol is not the bad guy. Okay. Cholesterol is so insanely important. But you need cholesterol to produce hormones. So when you have cholesterol, it brings down and allows pregnenolone to be produced. When pregnenolone is then gone to progesterone, it makes cortisol, aldosterone, and then you can also go over into the DHA, which is the men's side. Over here, this is the DHEA, the androstenedione. Okay, there's some hormones, really, people, I can't pronounce them all, so forgive me. Estrogen and testosterone, and these testosterone goes into estrogen. So we need these hormones because these get produced from these guys. When your cholesterol is too low, you don't get enough hormones. But then if your cholesterol goes too low, you can have strokes. So there is the right amount of cholesterol. And there's so many different things other than just high and low cholesterol. There is other variations in there. But irregardless, just knowing where your cholesterol levels are and doing things to make sure you have the good cholesterol. You are keeping it in check, but you don't want it to get so dangerously low because it just doesn't work. And cholesterol is honestly, your body makes cholesterol in response to inflammation in the body. So if your cholesterol is high, you first need to think about why. Why is your cholesterol high? What is happening that has your body inflamed, that your body now has to make cholesterol? Because when it makes cholesterol can fight the inflammation. So you got to go back and you got to really think about it. You're the detective. Why? Why is this happening? Open up your mind to a new possibility. So if one hormone is out of balance, they are all out of balance. They play a very, very tight role. They talk to each other. It's a very, very tight role in there. And you got to pay attention, because if one goes off, they all go off. And sometimes it can feel frustrating. You can be like, well, if one is going off, well, you might feel frustrated. Like, well, how do I do this then? How do I balance this? Is this too hard? That's what we're here for. We're going to start giving that. And we have to first start looking. Each one of you is going to have your own unique lifestyle. You got all your own different things going on, right? There is no cookie cutter of anything. But we still need to figure out how to create that balance in our life, in our hormones, in our systems, and a balance that's right for each individual person. Okay. So today's hormone is cortisol, and cortisol helps your body respond to stress. It regulates your blood sugar. It helps control inflammation to boost your immune system. It helps control use of your fats, proteins, and carbs for your metabolism. It helps control your sleep, wake schedule. Cortisol affects almost every organ in your body. It is a super important hormone. So out of our hormones that we're going to be going over, cortisol is one of the big dogs. Okay. So cortisol is huge. And I talk about cortisol, or adrenal glands, and cortisol and stress every day, all day long to people. And when these are out of balance, your cortisol isn't going to work right, and you're going to not feel well. So we're going to talk a little bit about like a cortisol pattern in your body. So when you wake up, so these levels here, so this is like the high you would want to have, but this is the pattern you want to have for your cortisol. So when you first wake up, it's going to be a little bit lower, but it's still a little bit higher than the rest of your day. And then within the first 30 minutes, it's going to spike, and then it'll start to come down. And throughout the day, it comes down, so that at night it's the lowest so that you can sleep. Now, cortisol kind of gives you that energy. So there's people out there that, getting up in the morning is really hard. Like this blue one, this person getting up in the morning, they probably struggle because they didn't have any get up and go. Because they had a little bit here, but they just didn't have anything to keep their engine going. And then they just kind of crashed, and all of a sudden they had a little bit more in the afternoon. You guys ever get that energy spike like 4 or 5 o'clock, or even at night, all of a sudden you get like energy and you just don't want to go to bed? So it looks like kind of like this person might have had a little bit of that kind of stuff going on. They just were kind of not in a safe zone. Let's just say that this person was fried. There was nothing left. They were in exhaustive stage. There was nothing left. So what you want to do is when you start working on things, then we want to pay attention to your levels and make sure that they get in here. In between these two levels, this is where you want to be. So as we worked with this person, they did get their levels back to normal, but it took some time. Cortisol, all that kind of stuff, healing takes time. It's, in the movies, everything takes 2 hours. I'm going to be point blank. We are not in the movies. Sorry to disappoint. All right. So when we work with you, we're also testing this stuff, because you need to know your hidden causes. You need to know where you're at. So when you test and you find out where you're at, you know how and what to do, because all of these mean different things. Because if these levels were high, that would be something completely different. If these levels were really high, this would tell us something else. We would know how to help you. If these levels are too low, okay, well, we have other things that we have to work. We need to find balance. Okay. So cortisol deals a lot with your fight or flight mode. So we talked about sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. So the sympathetic is where your cortisol and insulin comes up when we need to run. The parasympathetic makes your cortisol and insulin decrease. This is when your threat is gone and you can rest and digest. So let's talk a little bit about the lion and the zebra. I'm sure if you've ever heard me talk, you've probably heard me mention this before, but we're going to talk a little bit about this. So the zebra over here, when they're standing around, they're just eating, but they're always kind of got their ears up a little bit. They're always paying attention if there's going to be a little threat. And then we have Mr. Lion over here. He's like, ooh, dinner. So all of a sudden, he comes out to go get these guys. So these guys are, instead of eating and digesting and resting, all of a sudden they're on high alert and they start running. And so now the sympathetic system is kicking in. And so it's increasing the sugar level so that your muscles have sugar to burn. It's stimulating your brain to use the glucose. It's changing their immune response. It's suppressing their digestive system and suppressing their reproductive system and the growth response. So what it's going to do is cause these guys to run. Okay. They're going to fight, basically the fight and flight mode, right? So they take off running. All of a sudden, whether the lion gets tired and doesn't keep going after him, or he finds one of them and he gets it, and all of a sudden the rest are like, oh, well, we're no longer a threat. They're going to rest and digest. They're going to go back to grazing. So now their parasympathetic kicks in because now that threat is gone and they can rest and digest. Okay. What happens in our real world as women? We don't have clear, defined boundaries of this rest and digest. We are constantly in a state of fight or flight. A lot of times, most of the time, we live in a state of sympathetic. We rarely get to, yes, we might eat, but that doesn't mean we're actually digesting our food because we're too busy being stressed about something in our life. Whether if it's the kids got up late, you made it to late work, or you had a fight with somebody, or, you got into a car accident, or, whatever it was that happened, something happened or triggered you to stay in a state of stress. So in our world, we don't have this constant, this boundary. It's too blended. So we constantly have, it's like, okay, well, 10 minutes later, you have another new stress. You got a deadline. And then 10 minutes later, you got another new stress. And then you got another stress. And then on top of it, oh, wait, I got 10 minutes to eat for lunch. I'm going to quick grab something and go. Again, that's stress. That never allows you just to breathe, relax, and digest. So through this program, we're going to want to start teaching you how to rest and digest. So here we're talking a little bit more about that cortisol patterning. So this is a little bit different. This isn't that same pattern that we did before like this. So what we see here is this right here. This is the numbers of what your cortisol levels would be. And this is what it means for in your life. So say you run a test and if numbers come back, say this is like 10 to 20 or something like that. And this is 15 and this is 5. So say your numbers come back between 10 and 20. These two boxes, can you see these two boxes, even though this is green and this is orange, these numbers are in the same line. So when you only test a certain way, like sometimes it's blood or without paying attention to someone's lifestyle patterning, these two numbers can look the same. So say you go to a medical system or anywhere and you get tested and your numbers are in this level. Well, if they don't take a look at you and know you, they might just say, well, your numbers are normal. You're normal, but you're really feeling over here. You already feel the effects. Like you feel fatigued and you're stressed and you're exhausted and you're tired and you're like, I don't feel well. How can you mean I feel well? But the numbers are the same in both realms. So I want you to think about that. So what happens here is in this yellow box, this is where what happens is you're calm and neutral right here. Then all of a sudden you have a stress, whether if it's good or bad, eustress, distress, whichever. Your stress levels, the numbers go up, and that's where your cortisol starts to spike and where you're going through some different things in here. And eustress, generally, you're just going to come back and you're going to adapt and you're going to come back into here, right? But what happens when we have distress and you have it a lot and you're up here and you're fighting like different things, there's going to be times during the day that you might go from here to here and back and forth. Okay. But irregardless, you're going to be like pumped up. You actually feel like you're on top of the world almost right here. It's like, oh, I can do this and this and this and that and all this kind of stuff. Because all of a sudden you got all this energy because your cortisol is just going skyrocketing, right? And then what happens is over time, if you keep having this, you fall over to here. And this is when you start not feeling well because your body didn't adapt correctly. You didn't go back into homeostasis. You didn't go back and your body didn't refresh itself. It didn't go back to the zebra state. Okay. This kind of went to the dead zebra state in a way. But anyways, sorry, that's probably not a good analogy. This would be the dead zebra state. But anyways, so over here, you're not feeling well, but your numbers are going to show that you look like you're normal. But then what happens is as you keep getting the stress, and maybe you're going up this hill and down and up and down, up and down, up and down, eventually you're over here. And when you're over here, this is dangerous. This is like, you can barely get out of bed. You're barely even functioning in life. I mean, it's just, it's hard just to like want to do anything or to be a part of life. So we want to make sure that we get this, and we want to go back. This is, oops, nothing like hitting buttons on the wrong side of the screen. This is your goal. You want to be in the green, the adaptation. You want your cortisol, your adrenal glands to be working so that your body knows how to handle the stress. And you're going to have stress, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we just need to make sure our body knows how to come back to neutral on the green side, not the orange side. So high cortisol increases sugars. It stimulates your brain to use glucose. It changes your immune response. It suppresses the digestive system, and it suppresses the reproductive system and growth process. So I got something to say in here. So there's many, many people out in the world that have a hard time getting pregnant, right? So do you hypothesize, so again, we're our little scientists, that if you're always in a state of stress and you're always in high cortisol, you're a state of stress, you're always over here, do you think your body's going to let you get pregnant and be over here? I even remember when I was pregnant with my son, and I was supposed to have my son. I remember my doctor saying, are you going to learn to rest and let your body and your hormones change so that you can have your child? Because I was always here while I was pregnant with him, because I was in chiropractic college. And I was like, okay, well, I've got to get this done and that done and this done. All before he comes, I have to get all this stuff done. I have to do all this stuff. So I was always over here. And my doctor was like, I was already 2 weeks overdue. And she just looked at me and she's like, you have to stop. You have got to stop so your body knows the hormones that it can actually give birth to a child. So she made me stop, and so that my body could come back over to here so it can rest and digest so that it could have a baby. So I just want you guys to think about that. I mean, what about your immune system? Are people chronically sick? Are you chronically sick? Are you always on the go, 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 and you don't give your body time to heal? So chronically high cortisol creates anxiety, depression, digestive issues, headaches, muscle tension and pain, heart disease, heart attack, high blood pressure, stroke, sleep issues, weight gain, memory and concentration issues. So this is when your high cortisol is chronically high. So we're going to talk a little bit about the cortisol thyroid connection. So if your cortisol goes up, your thyroid goes down, creating a more sluggish metabolism. So if you're in a chronic state of always being stressed, just realize your thyroid is going to be in a chronic state of being low. So I don't know if we have any hashies in here or graves, people with autoimmune or have a diagnosis of hypo or hyperthyroid. When we have an autoimmune is also going to be a lot controlled through the gut. Okay, because now your immune system. So remember, we talk about it affecting the immune system. Where does that immune system one? Right here. How it changes your immune response when you have high cortisol, because it's breaking down your immune system is not working how it's supposed to. So in an autoimmune state, this immune system is becoming over responsive and attacking itself, which is then creating this. So you're getting this constant cycle. So sometimes what happens, because you know how cortisol is pumping, and you're constantly going, well, thyroid's going down, 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 which makes you exhausted. So remember when we talked about back here, you're going, and then your thyroid's making you exhausted. So we're just playing this game of this stuff right over here. So you want to give yourself that chance to calm down, to allow your body to reset. So let's talk about chronically low cortisol levels. You can get weakness, fatigue, weight loss, fluid loss, low blood pressure, a lack of appetite, muscle aches, upset stomach, low blood sugar, vomiting, diarrhea, irregular cycle. So this is what this can happen here. So we go back to over here. So low cortisol is going to be that's kind of what this happening over here. These are those kind of symptoms that you're going to experience when you're over on this half of it, when that cortisol starts to go down. Okay. So what your test results mean. All right, now it's time to talk a little bit about your test. So I don't know how many here did their test, because I know I only put it like out an hour or two beforehand. So if you did, drop your numbers below for part A, part B. There's two different ones. One is letting you know your score if your cortisol levels are high, and the other one lets you know if your cortisol levels are low. So go ahead and let us know what your numbers were and if you were more high or more low, and where you were at. And if you have 3 or more of any of those symptoms or the checks that you would have marked, just lets us know that your cortisol levels are definitely off, and you probably want to test them so that we can get a rough idea more of what's going on so we can help. And even just one symptom is just where you want to start addressing your hidden causes before you get even more issues. But if you score a 10 or more, you really have some major stuff going on in that cortisol. So we got 12 out of 21, 11 out of 23. Vanessa, are you seeing any? I can't see all the numbers. If you want to fill us in on what people are reporting.
Not any reporting yet. Oh, McCall says she was more high, 14 out of 21. I don't see anything in the Facebook world yet. Oh, Kate, excuse me, says for part A, she was a 12-21, and part B, she was an 11-23.
So she's kind of in that halfway point of a little bit of each. So you might cycle in a day with it, or maybe over the course of a week, but you definitely have high enough stress that's affecting your body and affecting those. Same with you, McCall. And ladies, if you haven't taken it, take it, and then you can still post your scores. We're going to put out a little post so that you guys can post your scores so that we can see how you're doing. And if you have questions, feel free to ask. And anytime you guys have questions during this, just write them in, and Vanessa can always pause, or we can take a pause right now and see if there's any questions going on so far, or thumbs up if you guys are liking it and staying with me.
I don't know if we talk about like test results in Western medicine world versus like functional medicine world, but a lot of times like when we're talking about these levels and what it looks like in Western medicine versus in functional medicine. Right? Yeah. So in the Western medical field, they actually use an average that is the average of people who are healthy and unhealthy, and they take that median as what the new normal is. So when you guys start doing testing with us, you'll see like our testing levels look different than what the Western medicine is going to tell you, just simply because they're taking the very sick people and the healthy people, and that's how they're figuring out what the new normal range is. So that's always evolving and changing. Whereas in functional medicine, we're saying, hey, we want to take the healthy people, where are their levels at? And that's our range that we want to be in. We don't want to be down with the sick. We want to be up where healthy and vibrant people are supposed to be. And Kate says, I wish the test had a half score for sometimes. Yeah, we get that, because you can always be in the middle, but it's always when you're doing quizzes like this, if it's kind of true, we would have you go on the kind of true side versus the false side so that you can see where your results are better than if you were to say no.
All right, so let's talk about ways to fuel your change. So you have the choice. You can go keep following your old life, or you can choose your new life. So this is kind of like the saying, well, actually, I don't know if it's a saying, it's something I like to say anyways, that the definition of insanity is to expect something different, but keep doing the same thing you've always been doing. So we don't want to be insane. We would prefer to be sane. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on fueling our change so that we can create our new life. So how we're going to do that is, one, we're going to work on your big why, and two, your passionate anger. So, hold on, I think I'm going to talk a little bit more on this slide before we move on. I was thinking that this kind of went over stuff, but I think we're going to stay here for a second. So your big why. So life will get in the way. You have maybe businesses to run, or kids or grandkids, or you want to live your dreams. You want to hike a mountain. You want your big opportunity. You will have distractions come up in your life. So you need to remember your why and make sure you choose your why. Opportunities available to you that we have for you are your discovery call. You can help get clarity on your big why, talk about your goals, and share what's going on with you. And it's just a short call, 15 minutes, just for us, just to kind of help you out with getting more clarity on where you're going in your next step in your life, and what's going on in your IMs and fun things like that. So we will share a link for that for you in the program, or in the group, or in an email. We want you to encourage you to say yes to opportunities that come up in this program. So again, this is about saying yes to you. If you don't say yes to you, then you're always going to be saying no. So it's just like when I was going through some of the different health issues that I was going to, I had to make conscious choices, say, yes, I am going to do this. So when I was going, I remember putting out there that I just needed some help, and I came across a group that of functional medicine practitioners, and I said yes. So I chose to start working with them, and I started learning from them and how they help other people, and I started applying those same principles. Again, I chose yes to start changing my own life. And then as each kind of little minor step as you're going along, or major steps, it's like you have to choose yes. You have to choose what you're going to do. When we talk about passionate anger, it's about drawing that line in the sand. And have you guys ever gotten just so irritated and so angry and so frustrated and so fed up with something that's going on in your life, and you're like, I've had enough of whatever it is. Okay, that is where you draw the line in the sand, whether if it's a drawing line in the sand because you're sick and tired of being overweight, or you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, or of getting your headaches, or the aches and pains, or just the hormone issues, or the night sweats, or whatever it is that you might be experiencing, the fatigue. You've had enough. This is your passion anger. Sometimes you have to get there to really choose to make those choices and changes in your life. And you just draw the line in the sand, and you step over that line, and you claim your new life. You just, nope, I am moving forward. I am moving into the new me, and I'm letting go of the old. And that's what we're doing here, is we're going to define that why, because there's going to be times as you change and you shift and you go over that line in the sand, you step over into your new life. There's going to be times, because these are habits, and you're going to want to slide back into an old habit. But remember what we already said? Old habits and thinking you're going to get something new, you're not going to get that new. That's the definition of insanity, remember? So what we're going to do is make sure that you keep going. Sometimes we have to have that follow-up, such as that community of women that are all supporting each other. So when you have a slip up, you have each other to support each other. That's what we have here. That's why you're going to be liking and sharing and helping each other here. This is all about loving on each other and helping each other up. So you want to say yes to you, yes to your life, and yes to your new you. And so this past May, I think, no, it was before May. No, it was May. Actually, I don't remember a month. Anyways, this past springish, I had enough. I had a lot of swelling and pain in my legs, and I just knew I was off. I had went back and slipped back into my old ways. I don't know about you, but I'm a human being, and we all make mistakes, right? And even if you know what you're supposed to do, but there's sometimes you just fall backwards. And I had slipped back, and I was just like, all of a sudden, like my legs were just getting really, really bad. And I had just decided I'd had enough. So I had to draw that line in the sand, and I knew I had to change things in order for my legs and my body and my life to heal, because my leg swelling is another sign of hormonal issues, right? So I had to do that. So one of the things I did is sometimes, like once you've kind of made a change, you're like, well, I'll reward myself for my change. I decided I went to the outlet mall, and I just bought a new pair of sunglasses, of Ray-Bans, that I've never bought. I've never bought a pair of Ray-Bans for myself ever. And my son had wanted a pair, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this, because I am actually going to buy these in representation of my new life. So now every time I put my sunglasses on, I am reminding myself of my new life that I have chosen for myself. I drew that line in the sand, I stepped over it, and I know where I'm going. So to me, it is always a constant reminder, because I wear those sunglasses every day I get in my car. So you need to think of something like that to even be part of your line in your sand. Maybe you need something physical to remind you. Then go get it. Go get whatever that is to remind you as to every time you put it on, that it's you. Okay. As women, you can go and get like maybe a piece of jewelry. Putting jewelry on, putting big pieces of jewelry on, taking care of yourself, getting something really nice to wear. It makes you feel good. That changes your hormones when you feel good. So if you have to, when you're drawing that line in the sand, go get something really special to you, then do that. So your body heals and regenerates in a positive environment that you create through your emotions, thoughts, and expectations. So your body feeds on your words. Your words are life-giving. They are health-producing. Every one of your cells recognizes and takes into itself your emotions that your mind is thinking. All your cells, such as blood cells, brain cells, heart cells, muscle cells, all of these cells, stem cells, skin cells, bone cells, they are all taking in your emotions. They're creating you. So I want you to think about, we're going to start working on writing your I am statement. So we're going to think of like 3 words that you want to put. So like maybe I am beautiful, confident, and sexy. Or maybe I am healing, vibrant, and loving. Or maybe I am energetic, confident, and I don't know, smart. So what I want you to do is find 3 words that mean something to you. And you might have 3 words that just popped in your head as soon as I said that, like who you want to be, or who you're working to be, or who you want to be. And I want you to write your I am statement. So it's going to be I am, and then you're going to put your 3 words in there with a period. And then we're going to act as if this is all happening. So act as if you are already feel well. Act as if you are dressed up for success. Put makeup on, wear your big earrings, put on a top that makes you feel happy. Sunglasses, the big hat day. So we're going to try and do some fun things in here. So we're going to have it where you're going to be dressing up, and we're going to have some fun things, and then we'll post some pictures in our Confident Women's Facebook group. So I think what we'll do tomorrow, we can do maybe big earrings for tomorrow. So everybody wear your big earrings. I've got some earrings on. I don't know if you guys can see me because I got my share screen. But I have big earrings on. And it can be, if it's big earrings or if it's like diamonds or whatever, it's what's going to make you as a woman feel good. The other thing that I want to kind of bring out before we kind of move on to anything at this current moment is, oh, whoops. I don't know if you guys can see me. You guys can't see me.
Yeah, we can.
You can?
We can see you.
Okay.
Yep, it's when you share, you're always in the little corner of the screen.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I'm holding up as a wand. So we're going to act as if, but then we're going to get our magical wand. So you can go onto Amazon and you can order these little magical wands. Well, they're not magic. You just say you want a wand, I think is what you call it in Amazon world. I don't know. Maybe you could say magical wand. But anyways, you're going to get these little wands. And what these wands are going to help you do is when you have something going on in your life or whatever, you're going to be able to wave your magic wand over things, and you're going to talk about what you want to happen. So you're going to be acting as if, and you're going to have your magic wand so that you're creating the life you want. So even maybe if it's sometimes before you go into a situation or something that's going on in your life, you might want to take your wand, wave your wand over it, and talk about what you want to happen. What's your outcome that you want, so that it can create that. And it's actually really kind of cool when you take these little things and you do that, because remember, we're where our brain goes, that's where we go. So when you use the magic wand and you say where you want to go, then you're going to start heading there. So go get your magic wand so we can all show off our magic wands, or order your magic wands. And if I can, I'll try and find our links. That the one I got had like 3 different wands in it. So it came with a pink, purple, and blue wand, and they're just fun. So I just have them in different places. So wherever I'm at, I have a wand. All right. So you have to take action. If you do nothing, nothing changes. So back to my definition of insanity. If you keep doing the same thing and expect different results, the definition of insanity. It is time to hop off your hamster wheel and take back your life. One step at a time, one thought at a time. Small changes with consistency over time creates big results. Stop giving away all your energy to other people. It is time for you to reclaim you and your life. So again, you're a success when you show up, do the work, find the call to action post your score and biggest takeaway in action from today. Take action on what you learned. Love up on 3 women today. So go in and start putting little hearts in what their comments and just love on people, okay? We're going to have a surprise giveaway tomorrow excuse me, based on your actions that you take today in the Facebook group and on the Zoom link. So we'll add it all up and we'll let you know who wins for today's thing. Again, whether if you watch this live or in the replay. And then each day we're going to have a different winner for some different fun gifts. So each day builds on the day before. So show up each day. Success is in the journey, not the destination. And champion word, raise your arms. So when we raise our arms up and we open up our body and we look up, this is huge. This is called like the Superwoman pose. And what it does is it opens up your heart center and it helps you become stronger. So anytime you feel weak or not good about yourself, stand up, look up, open up your arms and look up, and just know that this is you being a champion. Okay. You are reclaiming your life and your health. Just open it up, breathe it in, and take it all in. And just know that this today is the beginning of your new life. Today, you drew the line in the sand. Today, you chose you. Today, you made a decision to choose you by showing up here. You made that decision to change your life. And I just want to say that's huge. Raise your arms, give yourself some great acknowledgement. Just laugh, enjoy life. You guys, you got this. I feel like I missed some things. So I'm going back because I feel like I missed something, but I don't know what. I guess I didn't. Okay. I guess I'm just so used to I wrote so much from before, so there's so much in here. So anyways, I'm going to give you guys some words that you might be able to use for your I am. So you can use like grace, passion, love, hope, calm. So kind of think about those 3 words as to what words really make a difference for you. I'm going to stop my screen share so that maybe we can talk a little bit. And is it full screen? Stop share. All right. So Vanessa, are you able to still see people in Facebook world?
Yes. Kate says, I am enough. That was
Ooh,
one
that's
that
so good.
Yes.
I remember when, you know how we had out this past week, and we had people filling in or doing that survey for us.
Yes.
I saw a repetitive theme of people not feeling they were worthy or enough or any of that kind of stuff. And I just want to let you guys know you are beautiful. You are worthy. You are enough. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. You were brought here for a specific reason, and we want to fill you up. You are enough. You are everything. even if it doesn't always feel like that. But that's why we're doing this, because you're amazing. All right, Vanessa, what else have we been seeing?
So far, that is all.
Okay.
We had, I know our lunch hour is up. We have McCall who says, I am healing, energetic, and positive. I love
Ooh,
that.
good. I love it. That's awesome. Okay, so let's see. All right. So tomorrow or in the Confident Women's group throughout the day today, go in, write your I am statements. We're going to have some posts out there so you can fill in your I am statements underneath it. And we'll do our best to give you some words so that if you're stumbling over trying to find those words, I'll try and find like a list of a whole bunch of words that we can just throw out there. So that way you can kind of pick and choose some words that might stimulate your ideas and your creativity. It can be, I am creative. And remember, whatever you think about, what you're going to get. So if you're stumbling on anything, just kind of think what would be the alternative for that? You know, how can you shift and change your life? So change is a process, it's not an event. So kind of think about like, it takes, you put in a seed, you plant a seed, right? And it's going to take time for that seed to become a flower and then for it to become a tree. So it takes time for you to evolve and to become who and what you're going to be, and be patient with yourself. But the first step is one, saying who you are, defining your why, you know, drawing the line in the sand. Okay. So start writing down who you are. Who are you going to show up as? Who are you going to be? Even if it's just for these next 4 days, who are you going to be? What are you willing to say no to? How are you going to delegate those things? So again, we'll put stuff in the Facebook group so that we can remind you and so that you can claim it. And so when you share what you're sharing and share in the Facebook group, you're also kind of being held accountable for those actions. And when you're held for accountable for those actions, things actually start to happen. Vanessa, any wonderful things that you want to share, anything that you're seeing, or if anybody has any questions, we would love to hear it.
So we are just getting lots of loves and likes on our Facebook Live. I think changing our mindsets is going to be a super huge theme in the next 4 days. I agree, like throughout the day, we'll post stuff on the Confident Women's page to help you guys. Another great thing is you can go through our Confident Women's page because we have so many new people on this replay and that have joined us. So go through those I am affirmation statements that we do in the morning to try and help find something that's going to resonate with who you are. And make sure that throughout this time that we're sharing and we're posting about our wonderful things or what we need help in, that we don't fall into the comparison trap, because comparison is the thief of joy, right? What's going to be great for one woman or what works for one woman may not work for you. That may not be what resonates with you. For one woman, an I am statement comes right and natural to her. And the other time you might have to really, like sit in your thoughts and think about what that means for you and what that life is going to look like. So I know we hear all the time that social media makes us compare our lives. But the point of this group in particular is not to continue to create that that pattern of comparison, but it's to hold each other up, lift each other up, and realize that we're not alone in this journey as moms who are busy and running around, or women who are busy, who are wanting and needing to become moms as part of our life goals and dreams and plans. So I think that's important. And do you want me to announce the giveaway since we only have a couple more minutes?
Yes,
Giveaway
yes, 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 yes. I almost forgot
Can you
completely about
tell
that.
I'm excited?
Yes, I can't wait. So
Um,
why don't we tell them what they're going to win, and then we'll announce who won, and tell them how they
Okay.
all got to earn their gifts and stuff like that. And then tomorrow we'll announce the winner for today. So you guys got all day today to do fun things. You can even still keep inviting people. We'll count that as points towards your wins for today. Hearting and loving and things like that. So tomorrow we'll announce the winner for our prize for today. And again, I'll be surprised you'll get to find out tomorrow what you won.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So this giveaway challenge was pretty incredible. We had lots of shifts and changes. It was literally like throughout the night, women trying to get their points on the board and get that number one position on the leaderboard. So the things that you get to win for this giveaway challenge was the initial health consult with Dr. Raquel. That was valued at $250. We have Adaptive and Balance essential oils with the diffuser, and that is valued at $131 and some change. We have our beautiful boudoir photographer, Rhonda, who is giving away a mini session with 2 digital images, and that was valued at $350. Miss Angela with Monet is giving away a lash and brow serum, an intense repair hair treatment, and eye clutch bag. And that was valued at $120. You're also going to get an initial consult for fitness with me. And that is valued at $125. You're also going to be receiving a honey stinger box from me. So it's actually going to be a box with a bunch of extra goodies. It's the Prepare, Perform, and Recover box. And then with beaded jewelry from Kristen Hernandez, she's giving away several pieces for you as well. And that is all handmade, valued at $100. And then Miss Becky with LeBri is going to be giving a Regenerate and Restore gift set, which is super awesome. And that is valued at around $50. So you're getting all of that fun stuff. And the way that this winner won was her consistency with liking, loving, and commenting on posts, commenting and uplifting other women in the group. She invited a bunch of new ladies to join us as well, and really stayed on top of participating in the group. So the winner, drumroll, is Morgan Wyland. And she
Congratulations, Morgan.
Yes, I am so excited for you. You definitely deserve it. We actually remember from last giveaway you up in the running. So I'm super excited that you were able to win this giveaway. And when I say that it was super close, I think last time it was within points as well, but this like came down to 2 points. That was it. So Cassie was 2 points away. The other ladies were not far behind. And I think we just want to say thank you guys so much because it was a really fun time for this giveaway. And definitely stay tuned because we'll be doing plenty more giveaways as the future comes and holidays pass and all of that good stuff. So we are so excited. Congrats, Morgan.
Yes, and I do have, just in case you want to watch any of the videos of the great sponsors that we had and learn about some of their businesses, it's supporting local people. I have a guide in there, and the guide has all their videos in there. I think if I recall correctly, I got everybody's videos in there. And I know some of them had some different like shopping links or even like pages that you could go to and like of theirs. So if you want to support them and if you got Christmas gifts to get or anything like that, going into their links and getting some of their items, that would be great. That would be a great way to support them and yourself. And besides, these are all things that we kind of chose as things that were healthy, very great for your hormones, great for your body, great for you, and lift your body up and lift you up. So again, supporting each other is always a great thing. And then let's see. So Morgan, we'll be getting contact with you because then we'll get the information so that we can share that with all the sponsors. And then also in the Confident Women's Facebook group, there is another guy that I'm forming that's got all the 4-day hormone stuff in there. So the quizzes will be in there and the replay links will be in there so that you can just go right to the guides in the Confident Women's group and be able to find it right away. And then we'll be posting out some posts for you to follow up with your IMs and some of the other things that we suggested that you do in there. So as the rest of the day goes on, we'll be putting things out there for you guys to comment, and then we'll make sure that everybody gets to watch that replay. And share this, still invite people because this is a free 4-day presentation for them to get in and watch this stuff. So all the replays will be in the Confident Women's Facebook group. So get in there and watch those. And if I can, I will try and work at getting the replays up and out in an email to you guys too. Just realize that's probably going to be the slowest route for me to get things to you guys. So again, by being in the Facebook group, you get things the fastest route. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. You made our day. This is a fun time. This is actually our second one that we're doing. So last time we did this presentation, I was actually writing it kind of like as we were speaking. Now I actually just to get to give it, which is kind of cool. So that's why you hear me saying, I can't remember what day I scheduled this stuff for. Well, it is what it is. But remember, tomorrow, let's wear some, like, sparkly earrings, big earrings, things like that. Okay, let's dress up and be beautiful women. If you want, wear your wedding jewelry. That's always kind of fun.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Thanks, Rocking Queens.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.